Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here, and it's time for another GoBot review, and this time we're going to take a look at one of the more famous and well-known of the GoBots. We're taking a look at Psykill's right-hand woman, Crasher. Crasher was first available in 1984 with all the other GoBots, and she would remain on the line throughout its entire run through 1986. But of course, this isn't how she would always look on there. The original toy was this white one here. When Crasher was selected by Hanna-Barbera to be one of the leading stars of the cartoon, she was recolored in black for the cartoon to make her look more evil and sinister. Tonka naturally followed suit, discontinuing the white version before the year ended in 1984 and replacing her on the shelves with the black incarnation that we all know and love. Crasher throughout the GoBots cartoon was portrayed as evil, twisted, and psychotic. And that's part of what has made her such an enduring character. But probably the biggest thing that made her more famous was the fact that she was the prominent female GoBot to be shown on the cartoon. As she did appear in most, if not all, of the episodes. There isn't even a female Guardian GoBot that can match her appearances, as they only appeared sporadically. That's one of the things, though, that made the GoBots somewhat a little bit better in the terms of gender equality than the Transformers. As the Transformers took their time to bring in female characters, but the GoBots, from the way the original notes are on the GoBots before they were released, indicates there were female GoBots in the planning stages. It just took Hanna-Barbera's cartoon to make it fully realized. But ironically, though, Crasher was originally written in the original notes to be male instead of female. Somebody at Hanna-Barbera apparently decided to switch it up, and this is what we got. Let's take a look at Crasher's articulation, and like many of the smaller GoBot toys like this, it is limited to her arms. You have to hold the hood down to help keep her arms steady because the hood and the arms are connected to a degree, but you can rotate her arms all the way around with very little to no interference. Part of the time they do want to snag here on the metal that predominantly forms her body. One thing you will have to watch for is the plastic here on the central portion. Down here at the bottom, it does tend to get a little brittle and weak over time and abuse, so do be careful with that when handling loose samples of Crasher. To convert her into her alternate mode, what you'll do is you'll grab the front end of the car that's on her backside and fold it upward to conceal her head. You'll straighten her arms out and push them in to the sides. They only go in the one way, so you may have to make minute adjustments to get them in like that. And then you just push her legs up against the body. And there is her alternate mode, a racing car. Specifically, she is a Porsche 956, which ironically would get later used in the Transformers as the Micromaster Tailspin. As you can see, this black version of Crasher is unique to the GoBot line, as it has her GoBot name here, not only on the front bumper, but along the sides. This is what the original white version looks like. So, kind of quite a stark distance, but it is pretty cool to look at. She does have rubber tires on her as her wheels. As you can see, even with the low clearance that she has, Crasher does roll very, very good across this table. And for added fun, we'll send in the white one so you can see how well it rolls too. Quite the considerable difference from the MicroMaster. Let's give him another shot. Can he do better? Can he do better? Yeah, maybe a little bit better, but Crasher's got bigger wheels. Now we get down to my final thoughts. What do I think of Crasher? Crasher has always been a popular character, regardless of whether you are a fan of the GoBots or not. She has always been a popular figure within the various lore, even to the point of getting a somewhat tribute to her in the Transformer line. A few years back, they released a toy called Fracture, who was clearly a female character, became a motorcycle, and her tech spec bio did give her a personality that was very similar to Crasher, and many of the people behind the scenes working on the development of the toy have indeed indicated that Crasher was the inspiration for Fracture. So, you can't argue with a legacy like that. She has obviously made an impression on some people that they wanted to do a tribute to her, and instead of going the way of making her a Decepticon, they created a wholly new character based on her. I think Crasher would fit in with a lot of the Decepticons. She's clearly psychotic and enjoys destruction and chaos, often with her maniacal laughter to go along with it. She was always seen shooting electricity from her feet when she would stomp her foot. That would be her primary weapon. And she had no qualms about driving head first into any obstacles that got in her way. So, Crasher would definitely fit in with the Decepticons. It would be nice to see Hasbro incorporate some of the GoBots into the Transformer line, because I certainly believe Crasher would be definitely at home with the Decepticons. Given her long legacy and with how well the toy is, because, I mean, this toy was still made back when metal was used for making the parts, so you can see she's got a lot of metal back here. Crasher's a pretty tough toy, so she does live up to her reputation. And I think she just barely earns a spot in the top tier of wanted toys, because if you're going to want some GoBots, you definitely want to have Crasher in on your Renegade side. She was always one that everybody wanted to have, and was definitely one of the harder ones to acquire back when I was growing up, because I never had Crasher as a kid. I got her here as an adult collector, and by dumb luck at the flea market, I found this version, cleverly disguised as a die-cast racing car. That shows you how well the dealer had her had her stored in there. But Crasher's definitely worth being a top-tier toy. The only real drawback to her is that they never made a deluxe version of Crasher. And if there was ever a GoBot that desperately needed a larger one to be made, it was definitely Crasher. She would have benefited from having a deluxe GoBot. So definitely top tier on this one, my friends. And that concludes my review of the Renegade GoBot Crasher. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already. Please also consider leaving a like for this video and share your thoughts of Crasher in the comments section down below. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.